Welcome back to Wishy Sports, episode 11. I'm here with my main man, Rhett. How you doing today? How you doing today?
I'm doing great, but I was sad a few days ago.
Why is that?
The Titans, man, what a shit show. Sorry for my language, but my God, man.
I'm gonna have to
Um,
issue an apology to the state of Ohio and the city of Cincinnati for talking shit. Um, the Titans beat the Titans. I don't want to say the Bengals beat us, but the Titans beat the Titans. Yeah, y'all are going to the AFC Championship. Congratulations. I will be cheering for the Bengals. I also want to issue an apology to Joe Burrow for saying Tannehill is better than him because he's not in the playoffs.
well, Joe Burrow also didn't win that game. He had a lot of passing yards,
Yeah,
but he didn't win that game either. We lost that game.
correct.
There's no doubt about it.
Did you know we scored 2 touchdowns and they scored 1, and we still lost?
Hey, McPherson, man, Jesus,
Dude, he
he
is
had
a.
a hell of a game. He had a hell of a game.
Did you hear it right before he went to kick it? He said, "Y'all start cheering. We're going to the AFC Championship."
Hey,
Hey,
man,
that's confidence, man. You can have it. He's a rookie too. That's awesome.
yeah, I mean.
Good for him.
What a game, though. I mean, it was a good game. It was slow, and people on Twitter screw people without defense. I like watching any type of game. I do love my fair share of offense, but it was still a solid game. Yeah, you can blame both Tannehill and Todd Downing. Todd Downing's the worst OC in the league. I've been saying this. And Tannehill, I've been saying he's good enough to win us a Super Bowl at this point in time. I don't want to take any further questions on that because I don't think he is. When you look at, when you just look at the past playoffs, he just hasn't done much. He's 1,000 times better than Mariota was in a Titans uniform. He wins football games in the regular season. Hell, he's the most clutch player since 2019 in the regular season. But when it comes to the nitty gritty in the playoffs, most of the time at quarterback, you need superstars. And Tannehill isn't a superstar. He's not even a star. A lot of times he's a one-read guy, and that hurts him. And that it hurts, man, because I think he's been a competitor for us. I think he's been a hell of a player for us. I think he's brought, thank God, our franchise back to being in the conversations. People still disrespect us because he's our quarterback. But man, it hurts me to say, but when you watch that Chiefs Bills game, it really takes the heart out of you. It's like, yes, we beat the Bills. Yes, we beat the Chiefs. But when push comes to shove in the playoffs, when you need a superstar, he's not going to beat either one of those two quarterbacks, man. He's just not.
We'll get to that in a second about the Chiefs and Bills game. But I want to compare some stats when we had Arthur Smith and when we had Todd Downing with Tannehill as our quarterback. So Tannehill last year, 3,819 yards, 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. His QBR was 106.5. This year with Todd Downing, 3,734, not a big difference. But this right here is what's the factor right here. 21 touchdowns and 14 interceptions with 89.6 QBR. So he's proven he's not been good. Okay. So, well, I'm also going to read to you. So the Raiders, he was the offensive coordinator for the Raiders, Todd Downing. This is the Raiders' overall offense before Downing and then after Downing. So 46.2 on fourth down before Downing, and then 33.8% on fourth down with Downing. Here is Derek Carr's stats: 3,937 yards, 63% completion percentage, 28 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and that's before Downing. And now we're gonna go to with Todd Downing, 3,496 yards, so roughly almost 400 or 500 yards, 62% completion rating, and then 22 touchdowns and 13 interceptions, and a 50.5 QBR rating.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some plays. So also let me say one more. 5,973 total yards, 6th in the NFL before Downing for the Raiders. The next year, when they had Downing, 5,185 total yards, 17th in the NFL. So they dropped 11 spots when they got Todd Downing. So
Beautiful.
we're going to talk about Titans game for a minute because, we are Titans fans. So what are we doing when we're running the football down the field, make a great pass to AJ for 20-ish yards, 15, 20, 30 yards. And then you go shotgun after running down the field. You go pass, incomplete. You got 2nd and 10. You got 9-yard pass, 3rd and 1. And then you go shotgun again. And you try to do a read option. I don't know if it was supposed to be Tannehill supposed to take that ball. I don't know if it's supposed to give to Derek. Tannehill
Either way, that play was blown up from the start. Derek got blown up.
Regardless, it's 3rd and 1. Why are we not under center?
Yeah. No, it's 3rd and inches. Why aren't we doing the most productive play in in NFL football history? QB sneak. You're 2 inches away from the first down. The most completed conversion on a 3rd down in less than a yard in football history is a QB sneak. It's the most simple thing you can do.
And then you go to 4th down. You go under center, and everybody in the world, and even if you don't know football or no football, pull the ball off Derrick Henry and gets tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Would have either walked for a first down if he pulled it, or there would have been at least a little fullback or a tight end in the flat that he could have just dumped it to. At that point, the whole stadium knows where it's going.
So why are we? I understand we're going to rely on Derrick Henry. I get it. First game back after what, 10 weeks? Maybe a little bit less. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe it was 12 weeks. I don't know. But you're going to rely on a guy that has been out, that has no rhythm, because Derrick Henry gets better as the year goes. You have Deontay Foreman that has 4 carries for 66 yards, and you give him 4 carries. He drives you down the field after a 30 or 40-yard run, gets you in the red zone. First play, we're going to run a freaking bubble screen to the right, interception. The play calling is horrendous. Horrendous. Todd Downing has to go.
I'm going to be a devil's advocate here, because if they would have passed it with Derrick Henry in the backfield on 4th and inches, you would have been the first to have an aneurysm on why they didn't give Derrick Henry the ball. I don't mind it on 4th and inches. I mind the call in 3rd and inches. 3rd and inches is the call that I mind, and that's just QB sneak it.
Why not kick a field goal on 4th down? First off, why are we not kicking a field goal right there?
Because you have Randy Bullock who can't hit over a 55-yarder. Don't kick the field goal there. You're on 40+ yard line, almost a 60-yard field goal. You're not hitting that field goal, more than likely. But yeah, they're both, Tannehill and Todd are to blame. The screen pass, I don't mind the decision on Tannehill's part, because that's what was called. And 2, it would have worked if it was completed, because that's what a screen is called for. When they blitz off the edge, get it out quick. But here's the difference maker. Stafford, Mahomes, Allen, people like that can change the arm angle to throw around that blitzing corner, which gets it into the receiver's hands, and he probably gets 6-7 yards, maybe even a touchdown. Whereas Tannehill, he doesn't have the athleticism, he's athletic as hell, but arm strength wise to be able to drop down the arm slot. So he had to throw it regular. I don't mind the decision to throw it. I mind the decision of throwing it right to him. But I 1000% mind the decision of the call. The call is horrendous.
Yeah, we should have ran Devontae a couple more times. I feel like
Henry wasn't ready.
He wasn't.
He was ready health wise. He wasn't ready hits wise. Devontae, once they saw Henry literally being stuffed, and I'm not saying you move away from him. I liked how they kind of in the second half they were switching him out a little bit. But once you saw Devontae with the rhythm he had, 4 carries, 66 yards, you say, okay, we got Henry some carries. For next game, he will be our workhorse like he was. But for this game right here, Devontae's hot. He's seeing the field better. He's breaking tackles. He looks faster, and he did. Derek didn't look very fast either. He was not running downhill like he normally does. And that's a tough call. It's a call I would never want to make, choosing between my star who's been out for 8 weeks and the guy who's gotten you there. But man, Devontae Freeman looked like the back in that game. He did 4 rushes, 66 yards versus 20 for 62.
Yep. And this one's going to sting for him.
As a head coach, you have to realize that he's not
As a
seeing
head
the
coach
field
or
like he
head coach?
should.
As a
Let's
head
go with
coach?
the hot hand. Huh?
As a head coach or a coach?
As a head coach.
I
If he
mean,
goes to Todd Downing over there and tells him, hey, let's ride Devontae,
yeah,
Todd's got to do it.
yeah.
Now, should an offense coordinator see that? Yes, 100%. He should see it. But at the end of the day, the final decision goes to the head coach. I'm not blaming Vrabel at all for the loss. People who think Vrabel should be fired are literally nuts.
Yeah, did you see that they
The
hire?
2-point conversion was the worst call I've ever seen because it does nothing for you. But no, you never fire Vrabel. That's another discussion. The 2-point conversion was awful. Why go up 2 versus 1? A field goal still beats you. It makes zero sense. Kick the field goal. Let's go. Or kick the extra point.
Did you see that they people are calling in and wanting to hire Drew Brees as offense coordinator?
Better than Todd, probably.
I mean, probably, but I just thought it was kind of funny.
Last thing. Let me get one more thought in here, and that's because I have been a Tannehill follower. I've been, hey, he's solid. He's a great quarterback. And that all along, it was from the thinking, hey, he has been the most clutch since 19. He has shown promise under Arthur. He showed no promise under Todd. Tannehill, I think it's run its course. You have those outliers like a Nick Foles or a Flacco winning you championships, but it just doesn't seem, especially, I don't think in the AFC there are Mahomes or Josh Allen type quarterbacks at that point. I think obviously there was Tom Brady, but Peyton was coming off. He was getting older. He didn't look near the same as he did. He was coming off neck surgery and stuff like that, and then ended up retiring. So, Tannehill's been a hell of a quarterback for us. It was at 180 from Marcus Mariota, who is even more inconsistent than Tannehill. But for this team who is Super Bowl ready to make that next step, we may need to move on, or at the very least replace Todd Downing, because out of all this, the worst decision of the night was leaving out Julio Jones on the 3rd and 5 that created the interception to NWI. Because why is Julio Jones off the field? A.J. Brown ended up being double covered. Yes, maybe open as soon as he came off the break, but there was a linebacker shading below. So Tannehill would have had to lob it over that linebacker, try to fit it in between the corner and A.J., and I think the corner by then would have been there. Why is Julio not on the field?
Berkshire was wide open in the middle.
Time of the game. It makes no sense. You're saying, hey, Tannehill, you have 3 options. You have Ferkser, who's in the flat. Yes, people are saying that. I have no idea why. He was open, but there was a linebacker shading, and there was a corner right there. He's not making the first down. I promise.
No, he's not. But let's just get it and let's go.
Sure, let's punt it away. I know, I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah.
Get it. If he breaks a tackle and gets the first down, awesome. If he doesn't, punt it away. No, his decision making was terrible. Let's throw it in the double coverage to NWI,
who hasn't got a ball.
By the way, ran the worst route.
Day.
Yeah, and he ran the worst route I've ever seen. He rounded off his route. He wasn't slick on his cut. It was terrible.
You probably wasn't expecting the football. He hadn't had a pass to him all night.
No, it was a terrible decision. That's why it's on both of them. Todd didn't have Julio in, and Tannehill threw it to. I would have rather forced it to AJ than force it to NWI, or at least just dump it off. If Ferkser drops it, would more than likely might have happened because Ferkser's terrible. Or give him a chance. If he's down a yard short or 2 yards short, okay, punt it away with 13 seconds left. You're going to OT. And your defense, the coin toss in that situation doesn't, in my opinion, doesn't tell. It's not in our situation. It's not like the game's over because our defense had played so damn good.
Correct. They only had
the ball. That's totally fine. Okay.
Yes.
We sack them once, and then we get the ball. We kick the field goal. Game's over.
Correct. So here's my question. Next year, Tannehill's more than likely going to be our quarterback. We owe him $54.6 million next year.
Yeah, that's a contract structure though.
So here's the
He's
thing.
still the 15th paid quarterback in the league, which I'm fine.
Are you trading picks and Tannehill for Wilson or AR?
If I had to choose between the two,
Well, okay, let's say
it's
more
not even
realistic.
close.
Let's say more realistic. I feel like more realistically, we would get Russell Wilson. I don't think
I
we'll
think the
get
time
him.
to win is now. If you have a chance to go get Russell Wilson, I think he's played bad over the last couple of years, but I also think it's due to injury and no run game because Chris Carson keeps getting injured.
Yeah.
I think you get him. He's won a Super Bowl. He's proven he can be there. Hell, he won 2 Super Bowls. It wasn't a call by Pete Carroll or the offensive coordinator at the time. If they would have just given it to Marshawn Lynch, he would have 2 Super Bowls.
Correct.
Yeah, go get him. If you have the shot, go get him.
The thing
100%.
is Aaron Rodgers. He said he wants to join a team that can win a Super Bowl right now. I feel like everybody that can win a Super Bowl has a quarterback, but the Titans.
49ers.
Why would he go there? When he got drafted, he didn't get drafted by him, and he said the 49ers are
I
going
was refuting what you said. The 49ers are Super Bowl ready right this moment. Besides Garoppolo.
I just think he hates the 49ers. Also, he probably isn't allowed in California after all the vaccine thing going on with him.
Oh, I was just refuting your point. I mean, the 49ers maybe more Super Bowl ready than us.
I guess Jimmy G. Okay. So us and 49ers. And I feel like he would pick the Titans over the 49ers. But
yeah, I mean, San Francisco, people think because it's in California, it's a great city. No, it's usually cold, rainy, 50 degrees. Like it's not the best city ever. So,
I mean, we'll see what happens this offseason.
I was seeing some things that was like, why go to one regular season winner to another?
No, that's bold. That's bold.
Aaron Rodgers, man, he seems to choke in the big moments. He does, and I love Aaron Rodgers. I love watching him throw the football. I love watching him play.
So we say
that game the other night.
So how was it? I didn't get to see it. I saw it was 10-0.
Bad. He played terrible.
Really?
The 49ers special teams won them the game.
No, I knew that. I saw it was 10-0, and then either they got the field goal, which made it 10-3, and then the touchdown.
People say because of the weather. Well, me and you were on this, and we said if it's a snow game, especially if it starts snowing, we'll take Aaron and Davante Adams any day of the week.
Yep.
And they were non-existent. They scored on the very first drive 7 points. After that, they were held to basically nothing. I don't know what happened. I don't know if you blame LaFleur. I'm not sure, but it was bad, man. And the Packers seem to do that, in the playoffs. Their offense and man, I love to watch Aaron play, but in the past it has been his defense. His defense showed up this game. 13-10.
Yeah. He just didn't.
He didn't. Well, I don't know. There's nothing else to say.
Is really good.
They are really good. There's no doubt about it. But maybe the special teams coordinator needs to be fired. I'm not sure. But AR and Davante Adams to Nashville. Make it happen. Get rid of Julio. Get AR and Davante and Adam to AJ Brown.
Could you imagine?
If we didn't win the Super Bowl, then I'd think we were cursed.
I don't even want to think about it. I don't even think about that. This is not going to happen. Let's talk about the Bills and the Chiefs.
What a game to end the weekend.
Incredible.
Wow. I was literally starstruck watching this game. I think I was so used to watching normal play action, dump it off football. I just forgot how good it is to watch two just insane quarterbacks literally go into a duel. It was awesome. It was the best game I've ever watched. There's no doubt about it. Maybe not the best ending I've ever watched because of the overtime rules and everything like that. Best ending I've ever watched was probably your boys, Auburn, Alabama, or the Texas USC national championship game, one of those two. But, oh my gosh, those two guys are unbelievable to watch. Josh Allen had a little bit of leeway there because literally every time he looked, Gabriel Davis was wide open. Yep. Mahomes was throwing into a little bit lesser of windows than he was, but what was it, 20, not including the overtime score, there was 25 points scored after the 2-minute warning.
Right.
That is unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
And that game is exactly why people would rather see a shootout than a defensive game.
No question.
Because of that reason.
Yeah.
It's insane. Josh Allen his progression has been absolutely insane. He came in as a very inaccurate, hell of an arm, but very inaccurate QB who could run the football. Now he's insanely accurate, still has the arm, can't really necessarily throw from different arm angles,
The cannon.
but bazooka. I mean, him and Mahomes both have bazookas for an arm. There's four guys who are different from the rest with arms, and that's Josh, Mahomes, Stafford, and Aaron Rodgers. Those four set themselves up so far apart from everybody else in arm strength, it's not even funny. And when Josh Allen throws a football, it might be better than like straight line. He makes 35 yards look like he's literally tossing it underhanded.
Yep. I mean, did you see the play action where he was on the play action? It was like on 25 and went all the way back to the 15 or 16, and he chucked it down to the 25-yard line. I mean, it just looked like it was just a little flick of the wrist action. It's incredible to see. I think if the overtime rules weren't the same, I feel like they'd still be scoring right now on Wednesday.
I don't think it ends.
They're still going right now. They're still going right now.
Probably.
So I feel like the big discussion this week's been about NFL and the overtime rules. I heard a good one today, or maybe it was yesterday. For playoffs only, give them 10 minutes in overtime and just let them battle. Whoever wins in 10 minutes, it doesn't matter if one team scores 21 points in a row. When it gets to the playoffs and it's overtime, 10 minutes, that's all you get. Go win the football game. What do you think of that?
I think whatever the overtime rules, someone's always going to be complaining.
Josh Allen has to touch the football in overtime. I don't give a shit. Josh Allen has.
He definitely does. I'm saying I think whatever the overtime rules are happening, like I think whatever it is, someone's going to be complaining. What happens after the 10-minute mark if they've been going back and forth and it's tied? You just play another 10 minutes?
Make them go for two. I'm sorry. Make them go for two.
I don't like the go for two thing, man. I don't like it in college football. I think it's terrible.
Yeah. Especially Auburn, that did not help us.
I just think some teams are better at going for two than others, and some teams are better than performing at 10 than others. I think the old time college football rules, maybe move it back to the 40. Instead of having it at the 20, say get it at the 40 and let's score until someone stops it.
Dude, I don't know.
Someone's going to get tired and start going for, and then third overtime, you have to start going for two. But it's not the only play you make. You have to go down there and score and then go for two.
And they need to do it just for the playoffs. Regular season, who gives a shit?
Let them tie in the regular season. That's fine. I still hate a tie. There should never be a tie.
Correct. I agree with that. But man, you can't have Josh Allen sitting there with his coat on after he just scored with 13 seconds left to win the game, and then he loses and he doesn't touch the ball again. It blows.
Yeah, it's sad.
Blows my mind.
Yeah, they've got to change it. I don't know. I personally don't know the best way to change it. In my opinion, it would be the college football version on a mega scale, at least the 40 or 50 they start.
Yeah, I agree.
Not the 20, because you have Josh Allen Mahomes that can literally throw what looks like a 3-yard pass that's 20 yards down the field.
Yeah.
So I'll at least do the 40 or 50 and do it that way. And then the third overtime, they switch and they both have to start going for two. But the way they are now, the thing is, did you not see the reports? The Chiefs tried to change it back in 19. They've been trying to change it or 18 or 19 when Tom Brady beat the Chiefs in the AFC Championship with Mahomes at quarterback, and they got the ball first in overtime and scored. Ever since then, they've been advocating for the other offense to at least get a chance for some way. They wanted the other offense. They've been advocating ever since.
I didn't know. I despise the Chiefs.
Yeah, other offense should definitely get a chance.
Agreed.
But you asked me, who's the better quarterback?
With what?
With Mahomes and with Allen.
Oh, Josh Allen.
You think Josh Allen, but you're an accolades guy, so it confuses me. Mahomes, all 4 years he's been a starter. He's been.
I despise Mahomes. I despise him. I despise the
AFC Championship game. He's 1-1 in Super Bowls. When and you still can. In the one Super Bowl against Brady, he literally had a whole backup O line. His whole line was hurt, so he was just getting bum rushed the whole time.
I'm a hater.
You're a hater, but that's okay. What I would say to you is I'm not saying Mahomes' progression hasn't been great, but I'm saying Josh Allen came in way more raw, and his trajectory has been more upward than Mahomes has. Mahomes came in kind of ready. He can throw from any arm angle. He can run the football. He can create. Josh Allen came in with a lot of accuracy problem, but could do the rest. Now his accuracy is transcending. I'm not saying Josh Allen could end up being better than Mahomes. I'm not saying he is right now. I don't think he is right now. I think the better QB ended up winning. That's why I took the Chiefs. I mean, if you drive the ball down in 13 seconds, that is unbelievable. But it's also unbelievable that the Bills defense coordinator was running whatever the hell defense he was running. That game should have been over. Josh Allen should have been able to go over there, sit down, breathe, and he wasn't able to do that. But Mahomes is still the better quarterback, accolades and all. He may end up winning it this year. That'll give him 3 AFC championships, 2 Super Bowls at the 5th year of starting mark versus Josh Allen. Literally no accolades, no MVPs,
Incredible.
nothing.
It's incredible.
So, but man, I hope we can find somebody like that. The Titans, I don't know if we will. They're diamonds in the rough. I hope we can just build a team around a solid QB, a little bit more solid than Tannehill, and do it, because it's going to be hard to find someone like that. But
It is. And, I just want one Super Bowl in my lifetime. And I know it's very hard to win a Super Bowl. Very hard. But I just
and
want
that's why I've grown, even though I was against you for a while. I still think Tom Brady is not near the most talented QB of all time, but it takes a hell of a lot to win in the NFL.
God, it
And
does.
he was just a winner, and you don't have to have the pure just talent. I think you can admit Tom Brady does not have the talent of an AR, of a Mahomes, of a Josh Allen, but he just finds a way to win. And
Somehow.
even in the game the other day, his voodoo started happening. He almost found a way to win the
Dude,
again.
he did
when he shouldn't
everything.
have.
He did everything he could have done to put his team in that spot that they were in.
I disagree with that one though.
I'm talking about, like, they were down, and he
The
did
defense
everything.
forced 4 turnovers on that side of the 50.
Correct. But guess what? You kept giving him the ball. I mean, you can only give him the ball so many times. He's going to do something with it. And that's what he did.
100%.
And he continued, and then defense kept. I mean, the Rams just wanted to lose it. I don't know if they wanted it to be a good game.
I don't know what was going on. I mean, their kicker, who's kicked a 58-yarder, was short, and he was dead middle short on a 47-yarder. I was like, wait, what's going on here?
I don't even think it was windy.
No, it wasn't. It was perfect conditions. That's why I think maybe he was trying to be too perfect. But that was another great game. I'm happy for Matt Stafford, though. I hope he wins it.
Yep.
I think you would be the first to attest, yes. I do love watching Mahomes, but I genuinely just love watching a quarterback play. So I was having a great ass time watching the Bills Chiefs, but I would genuinely love if Matthew Stafford were to get a ring. I think he deserves it. I think he's been a great quarterback his whole career. He's just been in a shitty organization in the Lions. It's an awful organization. And I'm excited. I hope they pull it out against the 49ers. I hope he doesn't do anything bad, because everything's been on him. Every loss this year has been put on Stafford, and now he beat the GOAT. He's right there in the NFC Championship game.
He's got all the weapons to do it, man. You got Cooper Kupp, and you got OBJ. You got Cam Akers back and healthy. You got Von Miller. You got Jalen Ramsey. Is it Aaron Donald? I mean,
I was about to say, and you got a hell of a defense.
I mean, dude, he's set up right now to win it, and I hope he gets it. I'm going for the. We'll get to that in a second, but great game, phenomenal pass at the end, just right in the bread basket, phenomenal pass, and beats him.
Yeah, I mean, guess who doesn't make that pass?
Ryan Tannehill.
He's a pretty good deep ball flutter, but probably not at all. Not in that situation. But I was going different. I was going for like a previous Rams quarterback. The reason why they
Oh,
get
Jared?
Matt Stafford is because Jared Goff can't make that throw.
No, I mean you saw with the
Tannehill can't
Lions.
either. Not in that. And in the regular season, Tannehill's probably making a dart of a throw somehow. But
Yeah,
in the playoffs, he would forget, hold the ball too long, and probably get
yeah,
sacked or something.
yeah.
But no, Jared Goff is not making that throw. That's why they got Matthew Stafford for throws like that. And you can also go over to Todd Bowles and be like, what the hell were you doing, man? Why did you zero blitz against one? Stafford is the best quarterback under the blitz this year. And two, in that situation, when you know you have the best receiver stats wise, I don't know about talent wise, but he's damn near up there. Cooper Kupp running right down the middle of the field wide open. Why are you running a zero blitz? Just cover him and you're going to overtime.
They manned him. Single coverage, man to man. He went phew, right past him.
Okay, I mean, that's easy.
That's easy.
I mean, just a brutal call by Todd Bowles, who is a heck of the reason why the Buccaneers won the ship last year.
Correct.
Obviously, because they had Tom Brady, but another reason why, because they had Todd Bowles.
I think it's it though. I think it's coming to an end. I think Tom Brady's about to retire. I think Byron Leftwich is.
Giselle, man.
I think he's going to
seeing the reports. It's good to Giselle. There's no doubt Giselle. I think Giselle has a perfectly good point. She's like, you're 45 and you're still taking these hits. I'm tired of it.
And you've won 7 Super Bowls. What else you need to do? What do you have to prove?
There's nothing else he needs to do.
Nothing. Congratulations. Go enjoy your retirement, man.
Yes, I don't get it. These competitors, dude, that just stick around. It's like you have you have more Super Bowls than most franchises put together.
Yeah.
You have the most ever. It's like you're the GOAT. People know that. People acknowledge it more than any other sport. Yep. More than any other sport, they acknowledge Tom Brady is the GOAT because people are now saying LeBron James is just as close to Michael Jordan. There's no one close to Tom Brady.
Yep. Nobody.
Stats wise, maybe, but not accolades wise. You know, there's a Bill Russell in basketball that has 11 chips. No one considers them GOAT, but you know what I mean. You know where I'm going with that. It just, there's no one you can say, yeah, he's a GOAT. He's close. You know, I don't think there is in football, whereas there is in basketball. There is in baseball, which we need to talk about that too.
Let's talk about it right now before we go into NFC Championship weekend.
Barry Bonds is a Hall of Famer. There's no doubt in my mind. I don't give a crap what anybody says. That dude is a Hall of Famer. He's the best hitter that ever lived. He was a great hitter before he was accused of having steroids. I saw a stat.
He wasn't.
You take all his home runs away, and he still has a better on-base percentage, all 762, than David Ortiz does. And I love David Ortiz. He should definitely be a Hall of Famer. But there's no doubt in my mind Barry Bonds should not be a Hall of Famer. I don't care. That dude is the one of, in my opinion, the best, but one of the best baseball players that has ever played the game. He should be a Hall of Famer, whether it was first bout or whether it's the last one he gets in. Don't care.
I agree.
He's a Hall of Famer. There's no doubt in my mind.
No question. Listen here. I understand
strength does not help you with hand-eye.
No, it does not.
It doesn't. It has nothing to do with it.
Trust me, if me and you went out there and took steroids and tried to go out and hit Noah Syndergaard right now, throwing 102 and then on our slider, I ain't hitting it. No matter if I took all the steroids in the world, that ain't gonna make me see it and hit the ball. No. Barry Bonds is 100% a Hall of Famer. 2, Curt Schilling, 100% Hall of Famer. 3, Roger Clemens, 100% Hall of Famer. The only reason why that David Ortiz is a Hall of Famer no matter what. I'm just talking about this time right now.
This is not me dissing him. David Ortiz is 100% a Hall of Famer.
I'm a huge Red Sox fan.
I'm not a huge Red Sox fan, and David Ortiz.
I watched David Ortiz hit 2 walk-off home runs. Phenomenal. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. But right now, we have some bad writers right now. So we don't get to vote who gets in the Hall of Fame for baseball. It's writers. Did you know that? The writers
I have no idea who's able to vote for that.
Not us.
Because it's
writers.
Straight up BS.
Bullshit. And I'm sure people are going to be. Well, so the good thing is that they have, I think at the end of the year, it's either August or I want to say December. They get to, it's like a huge meeting and they all discuss and talk about the new inductees, and they still have a slight chance of being able to making it, but it's very unlikely because the writers are very hypocritical. And, so I didn't know
The
Kurt,
most feared hitter of all time.
he got walked with bases loaded in the bottom of the ninth,
It's crazy.
up 2.
It's crazy.
Anyways, we're not gonna get to baseball talk. You're gonna get me hyped up.
I could go on a 30-minute rant on that, so we better switch the.
So AFC Championship Sunday, Bengals, Chiefs in Arrowhead, Chiefs -7, over under 54.5. What you like?
You know where I'm gonna go.
You know where I'm going too.
It's Mahomey, and it's close, but you keep saying, and you're gonna maybe cheer if the Bengals win because I've been saying it all year. No, you've been wrong all year, and they happen to win.
Yeah.
But Mahomes is what I would say second, but AR keeps choking. So he's the best quarterback in the NFL. The arm angles, running, the way he creates plays, it's it's remarkable to me. I mean, he can even go almost in an arm angle, almost submarine, as they would say in baseball. It's crazy what he can do with the football. Burrow is a winner. That dude seems to show up in big games. But I think it's Arrowhead, man. At Arrowhead, there's a different feeling. I think the Bills were better than the Bengals. I think the Titans were better than the Bengals. They've gotten through. I may be bad on my words, but the Chiefs are going to win this football game. But I hope it's a good football game.
Do you like
dare
7?
Dare I say another over? 54.5 is a lot of points, but oh no, they're going to win this football game. 7 points by a full touchdown. Give it to me. Give me the full 7 points. Chiefs win the football game.
So I 1,000% agree with you. I think the Chiefs are going to blow them out, but I'm going to go Bengals +7. Joe Burrow, it's just Joe Burrow. His mentality is unbelievable. His confidence level, unbelievable. He states that no NFL stadium is loud because he played in the SEC. So these stadiums aren't loud to him.
Those NFL writers getting mad at him for that. I'm like, why?
It's true. I mean, we have 54,000 people. 20 to 50,000 more people in attendance. What do you expect? That's a lot of people.
Arrowhead is loud. It's hit one of the loudest decibels ever recorded. So
I didn't know that. I think Burrow's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
I think the Chiefs are gonna win by 7 or more. I don't think they can score with them. I mean, Mahomes is just going to go over and over and over and over again. And Joe's going to have his good drives. I think it's going to be. I like over 54.5. I'll probably buy it down to 54. But I'm looking at I don't think they can stop Mahomes. That defense is not good. I think the Chiefs will score 48 themselves, and then give me Bengals 21-28. So 48-28-ish. So I like the over 54.5 if I'm going to make a play on it for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's just they're in a rhythm now. It took them a long time this season. I kept telling you, just wait till that offense gets in a rhythm. And at some point, you're like, I don't think they are. And like the last, six games or so, they've been in a rhythm. I think it took a while, and it's been a big growth year for Mahomes too. It took him a while to say, hey, people have sort of figured the Chiefs offense out. It's okay to dump it down.
Yeah.
And he's figured out, okay, I can dump it down. Then once you start dumping it down, they have to come up. Once they come up, boom, you can end them over top, But I really love the video of, and this is exactly why we had an argument last week. You said Dawson Knox wasn't 10 times less worse than Travis Kelce. You can take that shit back now because he basically called that whole drive on what to do. Not only is Travis Kelce smart, he knows how to get open, and he can catch the football. He can run. He's insane. He literally crafted that whole drive. He literally stated it before it was going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, you see the video of Mahomes, in shotgun. He's like, do it, Kels. Do it. And I'm like, well, okay.
You can't teach that chemistry, man.
No. I mean, they're best friends. They hang out all the time.
Yeah.
So,
but Kelce called it. He was like, the safeties are going to do this right here. I'm going to split them. I'm not going to run this in route that I was told. I'm going to split the safeties. And if they give us this look, just let me know. They gave him a look, middle cadence. Do it, Kels. Do it, Kels. Did it in field goal range. Boom. And all it took was a coin toss at that point. Bills get the ball first. They go score.
Correct.
No doubt in my mind.
No question. No question. Next team, we got 49ers and Rams in the NFC Championship. Rams are -3.5.
Rams -3.
So 3. Let's say 3. So in the over-under is 46. What do you think?
I'm taking Stafford. I'm not even really Stafford over Garoppolo. I just think the Rams have not a much better team. I think the 49ers with the right quarterback are okay. I'm taking Stafford over Garoppolo. I don't trust Garoppolo. He didn't do anything last game. It's because for some reason the Packers just couldn't score.
Yep. The only reason why people talk about him is because he looks good. He's not that great of a quarterback.
And the only reason the Rams didn't blow out the Bucks is because they had so many turnovers in the second half. They would have blown them out other than that. And the Bucks are a good football team. So I'm going Rams -3.
Yep. That's the best.
Deebo Samuel is a hell of a player.
Yep.
I love watching him play. He's like I think I said it last time. He's like he's a better version of Cordero Patterson is maybe if Cordero was with another team other than the Falcons, he'd be a little bit better, but
yeah.
He's a heck of a playmaker, but I just don't think Jimmy Garoppolo can do it.
I don't either. I think that I can't believe the 49ers are even still in it. I mean, we both had the Packers last week. I think their luck runs out. I think it's time. You know, they did what they needed to do. They made the championship. Hey, good, phenomenal year. Pack it up. Let's start going for next year. I like Rams big. So Rams and Chiefs, man, it's gonna be a hell of a game. I'm gonna be the biggest Rams fan.
You got to win it. I know you hate the Chiefs so much. Who do you got to win the Rams Chiefs then? If they go,
we can talk about that next episode.
Who do you got right this moment to win the shit at this very moment?
Okay,
right
so, Rams. Just because I am a hater of the Chiefs, but I do understand, and I know because I watch sports, I know Tyreek Hill, and I know Patrick Mahomes, and I know Travis Kelce are really good. Yes, I can still be a hater, knowing that they're good. Just like I hate LeBron. LeBron, I respect the hell. I can't stand LeBron, but I respect his game because he is the best basketball player to ever walk.
Not getting started on. You know, I could go forever on that.
And I don't want to start no car, but you know I can't stand that man. But dude, he hoops. He hoops.
About that.
He hoops.
Yeah, I mean,
what about you? What do you like?
I'm giving the leg up to Mahomes and the Chiefs because Mahomes has been there twice now. Would be his third time versus Matt not being there. I'm not like the public though. I don't think the moment ever gets too big for Stafford. I think he plays within himself. I don't know. It's been hard for me the whole year to go against the Chiefs, and I'm not going to stop now. So I may end up being right after all these games, just saying I can't go against the Chiefs, because although their defense was good for a minute, now they didn't have Turan. I forgot Matthew went out last game, but
he'll be fine. He'll be cleared.
It's just I can't. I mean, you see it. I mean, all he did. I mean, it was a beautiful throw, but he throws it 15 yards in a tight window. Tariq catches it, and once he catches it in open field, no one's catching him.
It's incredible.
He signed to a dude in front of him. He said, "Peace." The dude was in front of him, had the angle on him, just right by him.
It's incredible. It really is. It really is.
It's insane how fast he is with pads on. And then Kelce. I mean, you have pretty good athletes all around. I'm actually really interested to see what they do when they have to pay all these guys. I don't think Tariq's on a hefty contract. I think Kelce's is ending. I think they keep him no matter what. But
yeah, Mahomes' guy.
Even people like Bryce Pringle. Pringle makes plays.
And Hardman
made a play in the last game. He's a really good receiver. Hardman's a little mini Tariq. He's fast as hell.
Where do they get these guys? We need a draft like them.
We don't have any. That's the Titans need is someone really fast.
Jameson
we don't have any of those guys.
Jameson Williams. Yeah. I think we trade up, get him, and then don't and then worry about everything else later on. But
You
we
trade up, you
a
get
wide
Jameson
receiver.
Williams, you go to
No,
Tannehill and say, "Yo, this is your last year.
correct.
You don't perform this year, you're either getting traded and probably going to be a backup somewhere, or we're cutting you."
I think we get so if let's talk free agency for a second with the Titans. I think first round you have to either trade up or get a wide receiver, and that's either Jameson Williams or John Mechie. Who do you want? I don't give a shit. They're both good. Obviously, I feel like I don't know.
I'm going Jameson Williams
James Williams is
because
oh
Mechie's like a third down receiver. I almost think you can. They don't use him right, but I think you can. AJ is that, kind of a stockier receiver, can get
yeah.
open when he wants to, whereas Jameson is a take the top off guy, and Mechie isn't. You need to take the top off guy.
Yep. I think we need to get Jameson Williams 100% in the draft this year, and I also think we need to sign a tight end in the offseason. Let the defense be the defense. I think obviously we're going to re-sign Harold Landry. Well, that's no question. I don't understand why we just fired the defensive line coach. Did you see where we fired 2 defensive coaches this week?
Yeah, I'm not sure on that.
I don't get that. That didn't make sense to me.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
That didn't make sense.
I would expect they know more than I do. So,
Oh, absolutely. And listen, man, we would be, and this is the big topic this week. We would be nothing without John Robinson, Mike Vrabel, and what's Amy's last name? She's the owner, right?
huh?
Amy.
Oh, Amy Adams, and then there's like Dash Shrink or Shrunk.
I knew it started with an S. I didn't know it.
But she's a part of the family that's always owned the Titans.
And she saved it, man. And we would be nothing without them. So I want to, I hope we continue having them, and I trust them. And I know John Robinson knows what he's doing. So we just got to.
No, I'm 100,000% fine with Vrabel. I want us to lock him in long term. It's hard to win in the NFL. Yes, he made a poor decision, but
he's a dog.
You live and you learn.
I think
he'll learn from it. He's a young coach. He'll be fine.
He's coach of the year in my book. He's one of the best coaches in the NFL. I think we need to keep him until he's done coaching.
Yeah.
Also, Sean Payton retired. He's gone now. All right, he's not done. I've seen retired, and I've seen.
I think he's taking the year off. But if we ever were to fire Vrabel somehow, you better be biting at the chops to get. Sean's gonna have. Sean's already gotten calls.
Oh yeah,
it's crazy. You know who should call him, and you know who would be immediately, in my opinion, the Super Bowl favorites if they gave him a call? Dallas Cowboys, no question. Sean Payton with those offensive weapons, that's insane. You gave him those offensive weapons, and it might be over.
I hope that does not happen.
Sean Payton is a genius. Sean Payton is the offensive side of the ball, like Mike Tomlin is the defensive side of the ball. They're both geniuses.
Yep.
But big stuff coming up this week. Big 12 SEC Challenge.
Yep.
That'll be fun.
Oklahoma, Auburn, Baylor, Alabama, Kentucky, Kansas, and Tennessee, Texas.
I'll be at the Tennessee, Texas game. We just played. Thank God we won. I didn't want to go in there on a losing streak or something like that. I'm going to be there cheering on the Vols, hopefully get on TV. We're in the lower bowl, so and probably one of the fewer Vol fans there.
Good.
I would assume. Huh? I heard Austin's amazing.
Phenomenal place. Hey, so it's kind of funny. My uncle may be running for mayor.
In Austin.
No, I think in Houston. That actually doesn't matter. He used to live in Austin. But yeah.
I mean, I'll be in Houston the first night. We'll probably, and maybe this will be a part of our TikTok video. I'll probably take a video. I think we're going to go to the Houston Portland game. Damian Lillard, obviously.
Good for you. That's awesome.
But they're like $15 because it's a really bad game. They're both really bad teams.
John Wall still playing?
He's been hurt the whole year. So really, the only person you'd be going for would be like a CJ McCollum or.
Where's Damian?
Hurt still. Been hurt. So
something to do though.
Look for a video of that. It'll be a good time. I'll be talking some trash to some UT Junior fans, but
UT Junior.
Yeah, man.
Anyways, all right.
It would be a state or a school without Tennessee.
Thank you all for listening. Be back next week episode, Super Bowl edition.
Let's get it.